Aloha, I'm Felicia Miller Johnson, and I conduct work life video interviews with career professionals that become an all intuitive conversation. Aloha, and welcome to another episode of All Intuitive Conversation. Today, I have the pleasure of connecting with a friend. Let's bring her to the screen. Aloha, DJ.
Hello, Felicia.
How are you, lady?
I've been good. I mean, I've been better, but I'm so happy to be here with you. And this just makes my birthday month.
Yes, well, thank you. So, for those that are watching, DJ and I, she's a guest that I've known. We've connected. We've been on networking events together, in groups. So, I'm somewhat familiar with DJ. But as we've come to learn that I learn more about individuals through our all intuitive conversation. And so, with that, so I know one of the things I know about you, DJ, is that you also have your own kind of like podcast and video show. Tell me, how's that been going for you?
Well, actually, I've been taking a break from it. I've been doing it. It would have been about 2 years, finishing up now in December. But I've been really having a calling to change it up and do something different. So I'm really looking to have a different kind of show next year.
Hmm. Tell me more about that. Like a different calling. Like,
Well, it would still probably be the same. I'm thinking something within self advocacy. I've been, I love to advocate and I love to encourage people to share their voice and their stories. And that was what my show was about. But I'm thinking of doing something on a different day, a little bit shorter, a little bit more
hmm
fast paced, informative, maybe, or educational. Just
hmm.
change it up.
Okay. So I love the fact that you're open to new opportunities with that, because that's definitely something as you can, been doing something for like so almost 2 years. You can get a little
Yeah.
comfortable, kind of complacent, kind of thing. Um, but it sounds like you're wanting to birth and do something new, which the card that already kind of came out was the
Yeah.
Empress. This nurturing, just starting something new. And on the bottom of the card, it says, time to take action, give birth to your dreams. Creative projects will be very successful, abundance and prosperity. So it's already kind of connecting with, like, yep, okay, something new is just kind of coming in that regard. So when you said shorter, um,
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about that.
Well, my show's traditionally 60 minutes, but I feel like something 30 minutes would be maybe more impactful and it would give me a more of a timeline to stick to and be able to hopefully make more of an impact in shorter amount of time and respect people's time a little bit in that sense. I know 60 minutes could be a lot for people to go live, especially if they're sharing a lot of personal details or difficult stories or something that may have been like traumatic or difficult for them. So I've been thinking of changing it up and maybe going in a little bit of a new direction.
Okay, well, you said direction because thanks card that still came up was this Two of Wands, and it literally says on the card, taking the next steps, bold and ambitious choices, partnering with others who share your dreams, expanding your plans, continue to move forward. So is your show, like I said, you're interviewing people, and they're sharing their stories? Is that's the one that you want to kind of go to in that direction, continuing that?
Well, that's the one I've been doing. But
Okay.
I just felt like it could be a little bit heavy at times, and I'm trying to do something a little bit more lighter.
Mm, okay. So releasing the heavy. Um,
Mm, yeah.
so it's coming up. What is it about that made it seem like the show was heavy? Was it just the topics that the people were sharing?
Yeah, I think so. A lot of it has to do a lot of with like our mental health or our physical disabilities. Oftentimes it could be traumatic experiences or grief and just different stories like that. And I was doing it weekly once for 60 minutes. So I thought maybe it's time to just do something a little bit different, and also, and maybe like push my skill sets in a different direction and do a little bit of professional growth in that aspect and try something new.
Yeah, love that. It was interesting because I was wondering, like I said, when you have like lots of heavy stories and that you're connecting with people, it actually came up because the next part came up was the theme has to do with cleansing, and detoxification. And so the trigger statement says, "I will never change," which is not the case for you. So the true statement is, in each moment, I am a new me. You are supported as you release habits and limiting patterns that are not serving your highest good. So when you were doing the stories and sharing and all those, do you have a self care practice? Were you cleansing kind of your energy and aura after those shows?
I wasn't actively, and I think it gets to us. Like we hold on to a lot of those stories. So I know I've done that, and I've done that throughout the history of like my work in social services and just being that ear, that some person to lean on for support and be a resource to people. And that can be very draining at
Yes.
times.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so I
Um,
feel, but I've taken time, and I think that's kind of maybe why these cards are coming up is because I've been detoxing actually the last 2 months. I haven't been streaming, and I've been feeling that kind. Not, I don't want to say burnt out. Possibly that's what it could be, but I've been exploring other options and finding other ways to kind of regain my strength as we move into the new year.
yes. Okay. Um, so with that, that's what the kind of the words of encouragement are coming in is that even when you do the new show, stilling it in practice of detoxifying cleaning. So that's you don't necessarily have to have a 2 month like waiting until I'm just like all the way done and then I'm like, I gotta take a 2 month break kind of thing. Because the next card that came out has the theme of resilience.
Mm.
And the trigger is I need to control. The true statement, I surrender. Allow yourself to relax with the currents of life. These changes will take you even closer to where you are meant to be. And interestingly enough, the essential oil that is on this card is the one that's on my desk at the moment.
Ooh.
Um, and encouraging the whole concept of what is the ritual, the things that you do as you're preparing for the show. Like so, like for me, that is one of the things that I do is like as we kind of talked about in the beginning, preparing for the show. It's like I connect with the guests, but then it may be an oil ritual, the incense ritual, or just being able to prepare and cleanse the energy for that. So that seems to be really coming in really strong for you with that. May even be encouraged to look up cypress essential oils. It seems like there's something that's especially connecting with that. So as that goes, tell me, what are you doing for fun?
Fun.
Hmm.
What am I doing for fun? I don't know. That's a good question. I have to think about that actually pretty hard. I've been trying to spend a lot of time with my son. I find that very fun. I guess that innocence really is something that I've been enjoying being around as we and exploring. He's really into space and planets, and maybe just thinking of things outside of this world has been really exciting.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because the card that I'm sorry connecting with you was already just this image of outside of this world. But what came up before then was we were talking about okay, living smart and what is like the energy kind of behind that. You got purpose, right? Looking toward the sun. But then what also came out was the word hate.
Mm.
Um, and so one of the things is going back to kind of the show. And as you're expanding and going to the next show, cleansing out the energy of whatever it was that you may have disliked or hated
Mm. That's
about
a strong word.
it is, but it has a very lot of strong energy that there are times that we may want to avoid it, but you're kind of being guided to like address that, to where if there's something that you really did hate about the show, just being honest with that, and then just cleansing and releasing that, and then having fun, because you have work to do in serving and doing the show. That was a very touching topic that you had, that you were doing. 'Cause, I've caught some of your episodes with that. So it becomes the other thing, only not having, in addition to having a ritual of how you can protect your energy and all those different things, is that having something that you just do for fun
For me,
for you,
I
like
have to
that.
implement that.
Yes, ma'am. Um, yeah. So when you think back to you when you were a kid, what did you enjoy doing for fun?
Ooh, I love being outside. I was always outside, really active. I still love being outside.
Which is back to the very first card you had. The woman is outside in the forest in the nature. Um,
That's me. That's one of the things I love to do. I love to be out paddleboarding or walking around nature, going to the beach, grounding myself. Very nature driven. I love my plants. I have a lot of house plants. I take care of them to release that energy. And
so that I'm getting a chill. So that's what, um, because cypress is a type of tree.
mhm, yeah,
Cypress meaning, being led to look to this. A cypress, an evergreen coniferous tree with small, round, woody cones and flattened shoots bearing small, scale-like leaves. A cypress tree or branches from it is a symbol of mourning. Use the name of a coniferous tree of other families that resemble the cypress. Okay, so being encouraged, find you, go outside, go back to the nature. And like I said, with the cypress coming back up, the whole again still the nature tree, and the fact that they're sitting on this tree that's been cut off. That's this whole stump. Um, is that it's like be rejuvenated because they have like these the little
the new growth, the new leaves.
yes, the new growth, the new leaves coming into life, helping you to say because here it's barren. Like what happened to the
Yes,
trees? What happened to all the lush that you used to sit among? Um, Encouraging you to go back to that. So considering something that's in the nature with the trees, cleanse, because then also it says it was the cypress as being a symbol of mourning, which was I think the whole connection of the hate. Just letting whatever that energy, the mourning, the somberism that may have been connected, that's still listening to all the different people's stories. Time to cleanse because it's still
inside.
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's still
it's definitely a process.
yes, yes.
I
So
even
when
got
you
my little leaf earrings. Look at that.
girl, of course you do. The tree the tree, I mean, so that's the symbol. That's what's coming back, like coming back to say, where are you? We're missing you. We, make this a part of your life and ritual. And even if that next question is coming up, do you have a tree, plant, something living in your space?
I have lots. I have lots of plants all around my home in different rooms. I love taking care of them.
Okay. But do you have them where you do your show in that room where you're doing your show?
No, this is one room that I do not have a plant in.
Okay. They're because you're doing this show, you're connecting with all the energy, and that's something. As I look at this plant that I have sitting on my desk, um, to embody that, to have that. So that's another tip is encouraging of you have it all around your home. Why not have it in that space where you're doing all of these live shows and you're connecting with individuals and people in that regard, right?
So
Um,
true.
because they're just giving you all kinds of things. And so the next one that came out was it's completely space. There is no picture, but other than just the bright sun. So let's see what this final kind of little message is for you that talks about that. Okay, so Merope says, we the Palladians seek to guide you into the star of our system known as Meropa, spelled as MROP in the plane. Meropa represents the goddess of awakening that births herself through the act of death. Like I said, the morning, the tree, hate, death. Okay, something there. This death is not an ending to Meropa's dance, but an allowing for life to continue as a result of shedding what is no longer serving in one's life path. So you still getting this whole message about shedding something. The coordinates near Meropa are known as Hot's locale, with it often being fiery and volcanic in nature. The fire, the so it's like okay, so there. The fire medicine Meropa teaches us that we can be reborn through the fires of transmutation and need not fear death. When beings in our culture are finding it challenging to drop a certain part of their life, we request for them to call upon the fire goddess in order to cleanse their spirits by burning off what doesn't serve them in the fires of alchemy. You got to release as you get ready for this next show. When the card of Meropa arrives to you, it is your Palladian guides indicating that some aspect of your lifestyles needs to be thrown into these fires for you to prosper, whether it's an outdated employment situation, relationship, or shadow aspect of your lifestyle. The dropping of these no longer serving aspects of yourself will allow for your energy field to redirect itself towards soul advancements. Understand that you cannot hold on to everything as you proceed. What is being requested is a dropping of your load through a review of unhealthy attachments. Call upon the fire goddess of Meropa to help you drop these cords, and you will gain a great sense of relief. The fire medicine seeks you. Die and be reborn. So, DJ, um, yeah, like you're gonna have success, that you're gonna move forward. Just take a ritual ceremony to release that stuff that was no longer serving you, the energy, but then bring in those things that were nurturing into that space that you're going to be doing that next show. So then that way you'll be ready and prepared and served, but you'd already been starting your journey to live smart and ascend to new levels of success. And it looks like we had Enrique was
Oh,
here supporting you today, bringing his energy to the room. Thank you, Enrique, for joining us.
thank you.
That's our girl. Until we meet again, and thank you for those that have joined us live. This has been an all intuitive conversation, and until we meet again next week.